Well, welcome to the show. Today we got a great special guest joining us, Grant from The Hub, the creative mind behind a unique and inspiring colouring book that's a bit out of this world. Well, literally, Grant's latest work takes young readers on an imaginative journey through space, whilst also encouraging them to think about the oceans here on Earth. It's not just about colouring within the lines. It's about dreaming big, being creative, and maybe even sparking a bit of environmental curiosity. Is that right, Grant? Yes. Well, thanks for coming on the show. I have to admit it, I don't often sit down to chat about colouring books on this show, but you've got a way of making every project you do sound like it's a big, fascinating adventure, and there's a big story behind it. So, what sparked the idea for this cosmic colouring adventure?
Well, the spark was my first ever book, which was Adventures in Space. And this inspired me. I wanted to create a book that would consequently inspire other generations as they came through.
That's a brilliant inspiration. It's funny how those early books that we all read can stick with us and shape the way we think creatively. So tell me, what sort of adventures can kids expect to dive into with your colouring book?
A lot of colour, a very colourful Kids in Space journey with a nod to history. There's a tribute to Albert II in it, the first monkey in space back in 1949. The book's theme celebrates how far we've come since then, imagining what it's going to be like on our first moon base or a Mars base, all sorts of space-age fun. Of course, plenty of black and white line work just waiting for those crayons and markers to come to life.
That sounds fantastic. I love that mix of imagination and history, especially the nod to Albert II. So, now, how do you approach illustrating these big ideas? I mean, designing a moon base or a Mars base must have been a fun challenge, right?
Well, I'm actually designing an international water awareness centre right now. It's for Earth, of course, but it could easily work on Mars or the Moon, if they had surface water. What I love is how ideas, whether they are mine, yours, or your listeners, can just come together to create the future. And that's always been the way it has been. And whilst adding colour to a page might seem simple, it's more than just an artistic activity. Colouring can be very meditative. It gives people a moment to just pause and dream about their own future adventures, even beyond Earth's gravity. It's easy to get boxed in at school by what a careers master thinks you should do. But I believe there's a spark in everyone that needs culturing and nurturing. Who knows what amazing things could grow from it? I mean, have you ever thought of landing on a new planet?
Designing a water awareness centre for Earth with an eye on Mars or the Moon? Now that's big thinking. And I love the idea that colouring gives people time to dream, to imagine what is possible. I mean, landing on a new planet, sure. Who hasn't daydreamed about that at some point? I think we all have those moments where we wonder what's out there. Your book takes the wonder and makes that something tangible, something kids, or even adults, I suppose, can engage with. And that meditative side you're mentioning there, such a bonus. Letting people unwind whilst they explore a big idea. I think it's a perfect mix of fun and imagination.
Good gracious, I think you better take over all my PR from now on. I don't think I could have put it better myself. Maybe I should be sort of interviewing you.
Well, I really enjoyed your perspective in the whole of the book, and your passion for the project comes through on every single page. So tell me, what do you hope readers will take away from the experience with it?
Well, I think one word, and that's potential. That's what an open mind needs, confirmation that the possibilities are out there for anything that you can imagine. For thousands and thousands of years, people of all ages have looked up to the stars and they've wondered. My readers are the next sky watchers, the next ones to take those giant leaps for mankind, whether it's in space or right here on Earth. It's about knowing that they have the ability to dream big and make things happen. It's a very much a sort of you can book.
I love that. A you can book. That is such a great way to put it. It's not about colouring in some cool space scenes. It's about inspiring confidence and imaginations. So, what did you include in the book? Designs or ideas that really bring out that you can spirit?
I wanted to go beyond just rockets and planets. So I added a creative aura to the book, really. On one page, there's a hint of a foreign language. A language no earthling could ever translate. There are plenty of examples of those here on Earth already that keep us guessing. So why not imagine a few more from space? I think that when we encounter the truly foreign, things that are totally alien to us, we need to treat them always as part of nature. They exist, just as we do with Earth's own wonders. So I thought, or why not include strange book covers, curious life forms, and otherworldly designs? It's a way to prepare minds for the unknown. It's a bit like how the 17th century artists imagined sea monsters on their maps. They went all out with their imagination. I might have done the same with spaceships and aliens maybe, but hey, nothing that the crew of the Enterprise or maybe Doctor Who would find too surprising.
That's a fun way to stretch the imagination. I love that idea of a forgotten language. Now, that's the kind of thing that could keep kids guessing and dreaming for absolutely hours. It's also a great way to introduce the idea that the unknown doesn't have to be scary, but something natural and even exciting. And your comparison to sea monsters is spot on. Just like those early explorers were mapping the vast, mysterious oceans out there, your book invites readers to chart their own course through the unknown of space. So, how do you hope exploring these strange, unfamiliar ideas might shape how kids see the world or perhaps solve problems in their own lives?
Yeah, you're right about the oceans. They're a great example of the unfamiliar becoming familiar. Deep sea explorers are constantly bringing us proof that there's a universe of wonder right here at our feet. And I hope my book sparks a sense of respect for the unknown, whether it's the vastness of space or the depths of the sea. If we can learn to see the strange as something worth exploring and protecting, maybe we'll be better caretakers of our own planet. That's my hope. It's that this little colouring book might encourage a bit of wonder, curiosity, and care for the world around us and beyond.
The way you've connected the deep sea wonders to the themes in your colouring book is truly inspiring. Ocean is full of mysteries, just like the cosmos, and it's incredible to think about the parallels. I also admire that proceeds from your books are going directly to the World of Water charity. Wonderful charity and a wonderful way to pair creativity and conservation. Now, before we wrap it up, is there a final thought you'd like to leave with your readers and my listeners and your supporters?
Well, thank you for having me on the show. It's been such a pleasure. My message? Well, I think my message is simply take care. Take care of yourself, your family, and this planet. We all have the power to overcome the harm done by those who didn't care, and that starts with each of us, whether it's protecting our oceans or just being kinder to one another. Everything matters.
Grad, that's a powerful message, Grad. A reminder we all need to hear. Well, thank you for sharing your passion and your vision. We've got time, it's running out here. Your colouring book, a unique way to inspire creativity, imagination and care for our world. Wish you all the best with your book and your continued efforts to promote love for our oceans and waterways. Take care out there, and thank you again for this wonderful conversation.